drive hums, we're heading out, hear the battle drums. Carrier drops in these war-torn grounds, the sky is filled with a deafening sound. Loadouts checked, our nerves are tight, it's chaos out there, but we're ready to fight. Outnumbered, outgunned, our ships torn asunder, canopy smashed, but we won't go under. There are too many and we're too few, is this fight too much for us to break through? In the fray, canopy's gone as the swarm comes to play. Heal the welds, systems start to fail. They're closing in fast, their strength prevails. Too many to count, and far too strong. This might be the end, we may not have long. Outnumbered, outgunned, our ships torn asunder. Canopy smashed, but we won't go under. There are too many and we're too few. Is this fight too much for us to break through? With a fire, a light breaks through. We look to each other, we know what to do. Training kicks in, we form our ranks. Together we stand, there's no turning back. Outnumbered, outgunned, our ships torn asunder. Canopy smashed, but we won't go under. There are too many and we're too few. Is this fight too much for us to break through?
Alright, here we are. Glory to mankind, commanders. So since, by the way, I did not manage to buy the arcs I needed for a Mandalay until like, I want to say an hour ago, I have been trying to get my Mandalay engineered as quickly as possible, which has taken a while, but I am finally done. And now, guess what? Carrier jump times are like an hour and 15 minutes, so we're not going to be able to jump our carrier in any reasonable amount of time. So we will go to our destination, which is right next to Asterope, the slow way. So we're going to do our 6 jumps in, or 7, or whatever number is, 7. The old way, slow boating our way. But fortunately, the Mamba is actually designed to jump. So it's only 7 jumps to a Pleiades, and we'll be there relatively soon. In spite of that, I'm going to try something new, which is going to set up a goal so that we can fund the nicer version of a Mandalay for the next one. And you can decide yourself whether it's something you want to fund or not, and whether you want to kind of see if I do decently against the Hydra or not, and in order to fund the nicer version of a Mandalay. So this is like money that goes to Frontier Developments. As you can see, I funded out of my own pocket the regular one. So if you want to see a nicer Mandalay next version, or if you want to support the game developers, or in general, I will... What will I do? How will I celebrate? I will do a no-hit Hydra with the Mandalay. Here you go, typing it up. And super chat, Cartoon higher, stands for shot. There you go. Let's see how this goes. Like, I've never tried this goal funding thing, but again. And yes, Vinicius said, I was also wondering like what the Cobra Mark V was gonna look like. I'm kind of curious myself. I actually think it's kind of painted to be like a multi-purpose ship, so I don't think they're gonna give it like that kind of firepower, but we shall see. Like the real kind of like game changer would be if they gave a ship with the agility of like a Chieftain or something comparable, a class 7 power distributor. That would be a game changer and a real power creep, but we'll see if that happens or not. Talking about other things, do we have Spotify music? Well, I have Spotify music coming in here, but you guys don't have Spotify music, I believe. So we need to correct that. So let's do that. Where is Spotify? Spotify. There we go. Alright. And I think we have music now too. Cool. So I have a fuel scoop, and I have a FSC range booster on the ship, which makes the trip shorter. let me know how the volume balancing is, because again, as always, things get screwed up. I don't know why, but hopefully like volume balancing between the game audio. I think I had lowered the game audio at some point for like I was trying something else. But this one looks kind of reasonable in terms of like volume levels for now. Just trying to see if there's anything. Alright, we have Spotify, we have overlay, we have webcam, and we have the game. I think things are okay, but again, you guys keep me honest here and see like whether volume are balanced or not. For M2S, Corvus stuff would be identical to the Mandalay, so I don't think they're gonna do that. Like it would be just too similar to the Mandalay, in my opinion. I may be wrong. Alright, 4 jumps. We're gonna dock in Asterope, so we also set a respawn point. So this ship, I haven't really tested it. I'm 110% over? Oh no. That is a problem. Let's see if we can survive, get away with like... Oh, because I have a fuel scoop. I see. 3-3, 3-9. Oh, and the docking. But yeah, I should be able to bring it back to a reasonable amount. So this ship is equipped with 3 mod shards, 1 flak cannon, and 2 long-range gimbaled thermal van beam laser. So this is essentially the mod shard beam, sorry, the mod shard version of a combat Mandalay, which I think is going to be the best version of the combat Mandalay. You can build that version with Gauss as well, but the power distributor of the ship is just tiny, so it's tricky to kind of like it's kind of tricky to use Gauss on such a small distributor ship. Also note, this is literally the first time I fly this ship, so there's gonna be some bloopers, I can already tell you, as I figure out how to use it, since it is literally the first time I get in the cockpit. And I also need to set power priorities and fire groups and a bunch of other things that still need to be set. I also need to practice like firing proper, because I have no idea how heat spikes are gonna work, and there's a bunch of things that just need to be sorted out as we go. Alright. Should be 2 jumps away when we play these now. How come I'm not a Frontier partner yet? Well, there's a very simple explanation, and if you have any experience in anti-casino combat, you know that it's almost always the same explanation for just about anything, which is it always comes down to skill issue. And in particular, my skill issue regarding the Frontier partner program is that I forgot to apply to it in time. So I completely missed the deadline for the last intake. And then I kind of tried to plead and got myself in from the back door, but it didn't work. So they're like, oh, sorry, too late. But we'll consider you for the next winter intake. Now, there's no date as to when the winter intake is, but from what I've heard, they should be considering me for that. So we'll see. And I need to get good. That too. Completely agree. Thank you, Ricardus. And by the way, thank you, Ricardus, for being a gentleman with regards to our conversation about the Mandalay. It was very gentlemanly of you. Alright, so let's start working on power priorities and other things. This is a weapon, so we put it on 2. Weapons go on 2. Friendship Dive goes on 5, or 4 for now. Hatch also goes on 5. This stuff is gonna be shut down anyway. This stuff is gonna be sold. We don't have repairs, so we don't really need 5 fire groups. So let's put this on 4 and 4. Oh, Astro is behind me. This is Welcome to AX, the most popular among the album we just released. I don't know if anybody who is not trying to control a ship in Super Cruise while kind of doing Loops of Shame wants to post the Spotify link to Glory to Mankind. That'll be an appreciated favor. Actually, I don't know that you can, unless you're a moderator. Maybe moderators can. Right, but anyway, I think now that I actually have Super Cruise Assist, so I'm going to leverage Super Cruise Assist to actually go ahead and copy and paste the link to the album. Where do I do? Share. Copy album link. And punch it. I would punch it in here, but I have no idea where the chat for this thing is. View. I changed my format in OBS, so that didn't work. Let me do it in a web browser. I'm getting there. I'm also skill issue here. I know I need to get good also using this. I love the sound of a Mandalay's boost, by the way. It's amazing. Alright, here we are. Let me get back to a game before I crash into the station, since we have auto dock. Let's make use of it while we find our way to a stream on browser as well. Alright, here we are. Chat should be populating. Here you go. I think I managed. Yes. Here's the link to the... I'm gonna try Ricardo's to see... Well, not a bomb, a Titan in it, no. I wanted to try and take down a Hydra with it. That's the intent here. Alright, so we got to our destination and we docked, so we set our spawn point. Now, I'm gonna be doing a very mechan thing here, so you'll see what I mean once you see it. It's a very mechan thing. So, since this is meant to be a no-hit Hydra, or attempt to be a no-hit Hydra, I don't really need optional internals, so I'm gonna sell them all. So this is going to be no optional internal modules, since they don't matter. I mean, if you're not repairing and you don't plan on taking any damage whatsoever, you don't really need optional internal modules. In fact, they just weigh you down, make you slower, make you less agile. This is the peak velocity of a ship: 471 cruise and 589 boost. That's as fast as it will ever go with daily drive G5, so cannot go faster. I have 4 Cirrus heat sinks. I have 3 modified medium shard cannons, flak, and 2 beams. And the rest is pretty straightforward, like heavy duty deplating armor, an armored thermal spread power plant, the drives I just showed you. I have a 5A, which doesn't matter for combat, light wave, light support, charge enhanced super condensed speed, lightweight sensors, and a standard fuel tank. And no internals whatsoever. With that, a very important ritual for kind of all my ships. Hey Aaron, welcome to the stream. We need to do something very important, which is to set up our cockpit the proper way, which is the standard way I set up all my cockpits, which is the Fargoy bubblehead, and then the reward, the leadership reward ones on the side, and then my name in the middle. We got, I don't know, this combat, and this is, oop, no, wrong one. Oh, they have Halloween street lights and it deals this month. This is actually a cool one. Like with string lights, this is probably the nicest one. I kind of didn't realize they had it. That's cute. Never mind. I don't like string lights. But if I did like string lights, I'd probably be the one. I should put this in the wrong place, right? This is combat and this is exploration goal. There we go. And then we'll put our name on the cockpit so I don't forget my name. I also don't know whoever put this in order, like, has some serious issues. Like, the A's at the end is just a bunch of things which make no sense about how these letters are placed. Like, there's no way, you have to go all the way down for the A. There's a bunch of random different Unicode A's before you actually get to the A proper. It is a true mystery. Who am I pledging to and why? Please elaborate. I am pledging to nobody because I'm fiercely independent, and so I'm not pledging to anybody. That's the answer. And also, I think that this is a complete rescan of a system that is poorly designed, and I don't really want to have much to do with it because, again, it's just poorly designed. So, oh, we should give the ship a name, by the way. Like, just calling it Mandalay is like lame. What should we call it? Take suggestions in the chat. Tasteful suggestions in the chat. Please. But all right, whoever gives the first super chat or whatever it's called gets to name the ship. How about that? Create some incentives for the stream. And if nobody does it in the next minute or so, I will pick myself. Alright. Ship get. And then meanwhile, we'll give it a ship code. Actually, like all the XSF ships are called trying to remember what number I'm up to, but I can't really remember. Right. M6, I don't know. I might have to change this. Alright. Mandalay. Oh, that's a good one. XSF Patience. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. That's a good one. I love it. See, I'm letting you name it even without doing a super. Like, 07 Razor Claw. Patience. That's a really cool name. Very much in theme with the name of my ships with the name of the human virtues. Like, alright. XSF Patience. This should be also kind of like not have a decal to be in a proper livery ship, but we have the new Titan decal. We kind of want to show it because it's cool. Might as well. And then we should have a tactical graphite, but I don't think there is one. Seeker Slate. There is no kind of graphite paint job for this thing. So there's really no uniform for the XSF of this ship later. So I guess the default one is what we'll have to do. I use the French. Aran is here. Like, that is a tasteful suggestion for a movie. I completely agree. So yeah, let's have a French Coves, and yeah, we don't have ship kits. I think everything else is probably good to go. So what we're gonna do is undock and then do some practice firing just outside of the station. Now we're under our power limit, which is good. We need to set up fire groups because otherwise nothing works. Second one is flak. First one is staggered gauss. Staggered shards. I'm too used to guess. So my frame rate looks like garbage. I think it's because I have super sampling on. I'll turn that off as well, so my frame rate is less garbage. Okay, let's do that. It's nice for the eye candy, but when you're fighting, I like my frame rate. It's a funny thing. It's actually my frame rate is not high, which is okay. This is interesting. I was not expecting this. Whatever. I guess we'll keep it as an empty space. We're up to 90, but I don't know. Maybe there's something going on with it. You have not been ignored, Aaron. Like, alright, are we out of the fire zone? Yes. Alright, so let's see. 0 to 4, 4 to 0. Alright. Hard points deploying. And then just 2 fire groups on this one. That's kind of nice luxury, actually. No, just disable it. I'll keep it. I might need it for Ponka system. Heat sinks are good. Flak is good. Oh, well. These are cool, actually. These look cool. Alright, so let's try our staggered fire and see how we're doing on heat, which is like really the key thing. And, well, kind of like flat system off orbiting. Alright, sinking. Oh, heat is great. 15, well, you gotta watch your pace on your second fire because it does spike if you fire too quickly on the second one. So you gotta pace it a little bit, otherwise you get to 26. I don't like that. I do not like that at all. Might also forget to sink and go to 80%. Should also kind of like flip the order and have the two on the first one and see like where they are, by the way, in terms of like position on the hard points on. No, this is definitely not the fire configuration I want. This is two, oh yeah, two on the left and one on the left, right. But I want my buttons to be inverted because it's just more natural to me to like press my right button and fire my right shards and press my left button and fire my left shards. Alright, yeah, Gatling would be great. Gatling would be great on the ship, but I think we can do it. We might even be able to double sync on this ship. Like, we have 3 mod shards. Yeah, we should be able to double sync. It'll be expensive, but it's doable. Should we go double syncing? Well, considering I try and take down a Hydra, might as well. Yeah, we'll go for double syncing. That will provide enough power and cooling to not deal with like spikes. Okay, let's go rearm. I think we've configured the ship, and power priorities are good, power rate is good. Like, handling wise, it is pretty agile. I'm trying to get a hold of it. It's almost kind of a little jerky, but its acceleration is not small ship class, so it flies interesting. What does it fly like? So far, it's hard to say. It's not it doesn't fly like an alliance ship, but like its yaw is definitely way in a class, in a completely different class compared to the crate. So the ship can yaw, which means it might not have to be a boost orbiter like the crate, which, like, especially considering how light we made the ship, means that we should be able to orbit just with thrusters without having to rely on boost. Now all we have to do is go find a Hydra. Let's see with regards to. Alright, I think we're ready for combat. We are ready to fight. Acceleration feels 4, 5, or 7x. Well, it's kind of, you know, hard to say because, first of all, I don't all that frequently fly ships that are at minimum faster mass and have no internals whatsoever like this ship has. None. So it's hard to give you, during boost. I don't know. I honestly don't know. We'll see. If I do things properly, I also shouldn't be boosting all that much in the ship during combat, but again, we shall see. See if we can find a Hydra and Astro. Boost acceleration on the ship is pretty good. Sounds great, that's for sure. No question on that. You may not be able to get the no damage Hydra kill. Is that a challenge I'm hearing out there? Like, hearing a challenge out there from Commander Joseph Kerr. First thing is going to be finding a Hydra. Again, as a reminder, this is the very, very first time I fly the Mandalay, so bear with me if I don't quite live up to expectations on the first time. But here's a Hydra right next to us in a debris field, no less. So let's go for it. Combat. control. Hello, Hydra. Come to the middle of the debris field, shall ya? And then wait until the scattering turns around, and then we're off to race. No, this is almost too fast. Where are you? Swarm? Swarm. Is that the swarm? Alright, we're out of range. Firing. It is very twitchy with shit. Let's see what we can do. We can do more than the Hydra speed, so we have to gonna slow down actually, or we will lose the Hydra. But we are not as fast enough that we can dictate range to the swarm, so we gotta be careful about that, because we'll lose the Hydra if we kind of like don't pay attention. Also, I probably should switch my oop. I don't have the radical open, which means I'm firing kind of semi-blind, but it's okay. We know how to flak the swarm. Down you go. Probably fired a few more shots than I would otherwise, but it's good. 2 more left. 1 left. Well, again, used way more flak than I would normally have, but we got the swarm. Now, before we forget, let's switch our gun sights to leading. Oh, but we're using shards, so we want trailing actually. Yeah, never mind. We'll use trailing. All right. Shards. Mandalay versus Hydra. No internals. Going for hit list. We'll see how it goes. Very fast ship. Double sinking. And about to engage. Engaging. We are a boost orbiting situation here. This flies very twitchy. There you go. That's the end of my no-hit Hydra. Let's see if we can get at least the exert here. It's very twitchy for a boost orbiter, which kind of like makes it tricky. This is not an easy ship to fly. Also, the ice on the thing is really not very nice. Ouch. Well, now we're kind of getting blasted. And that's it. So, we've learned something about how this ship flies, which is, interesting. I want to see if I can kind of get an orbit insertion without having to boost orbit and begin a boost orbit, because boost orbiting in the ship, especially in the ship with its current configuration, which is, again, exceptionally fast, makes flying it very difficult in an orbited configuration. Not as difficult as the Eagle or the Sidewinder, which are even faster and even harder to control in a boost orbit, but fast enough that it is annoying. So I'm on light alloys, Alex. But again, it doesn't matter. I mean, as I said, I don't want to get hit, so it could be on anything alloys and still like have my heat sinks, which is good. Let's go find another Hydra and try again. Yeah, I think deliberately slowing it down is just not something I would normally do. But what I do want to try is I want to try flying it slower without actually slowing the ship down by waving it down. if I can manage controlling my velocity, because it's something you need to learn to do in most of the small ships anyway. So controlling your speed so that you're not going too fast in orbit is a skill you learn while you. Let's see if there's like guaranteed 8 around here. No, something you learn to do with small ships. So I have that skill in my muscle memory somewhere, but it is muscle memory from when I was doing more stuff in small ships, and I have been recently, so it's not the freshest muscle memory. I kind of need to revive it a bit, probably through like some few attempts. Also, I haven't been doing shards in a solo setting in a while, which is fine. It's like one of the other things that, again, I need to kind of refresh from a muscles memory scope perspective. And I've been doing Titan bombing, and I see if there's like that 8 there we were mining before. Let's go to that one and roll the dice and see if it's like. This is not a guaranteed. Let's see. Get a guarantee. Good thing with Super Cruise Assist, you can actually go for ones that are super far away, which you normally would kind of never even consider. That's too far though, and let's see if there's like something else here. 6, 5. I think that's about it. Or at least for the most part. This one here. 7. So let's go to the nearby 8. By nearby, I mean relatively nearby. Where is it? No. Oh, there it is. Actually, I have it selected. Nice. Dimitri is saying go Gauss. You're probably right. I probably should go Gauss. Might be a wiser thing to do. I want to try shards for a while though. I haven't used shards in a while. Might as well try them. Yeah, Vinicius, that's because the. Actually, I don't know why that's same as a dolphin. Really interesting. Yeah, you can try with landing gear e-brake. That works too, but honestly, it's very twitchy. The landing gear brake would make it even more twitchy. So maybe something I don't know. I'm gonna try and see if I can do it unboosted, like the very very old school unboosted orbit first, because this ship has the ought to have the acceleration to do it. So like, come on, like, all right, we have a target. Tanner sends out a call. Alright, off to the dances. It's really great to be able to dictate the speed to the swarm. But you need a really, really fast ship to be able to do that, typically a Viper. Let's see what we got there. It's like a spiral? What is that? I think that's a ring, so we'll rig for silent running and let it jump away and come back. That's another ring, so we'll do the same. Reroll. This is called re-rolling the swarm. Now we got a spiral, or ball, whatever that is, but something nice, so we're gonna shoot that. Now we're getting a little too far. This thing's coming back towards us again. Controlling speed again, it's like something that you're gonna get used to. That was a good hit. That was also not a good hit, could have turned out right at the last moment. Alright. I think it should be kind of dead at this point. Almost. Alright, we got it. Alright, now the goal of this is to do this without boost orbiting. I forgot I have TV beams by the way, which means I can cool myself off without having to start sinking right away. So I want to do this without boost orbiting. And if I get hit, I get hit, but I want to do it without boost orbiting. Let's see how it goes. This is the hardest part, to sustain the orbit. So far it's going okay. I'm not gonna boost because like this rearm of cycle of the Hydra is very short. I'm drifting out of range though, but it's boosting towards me, so it'll catch up on me. Exert finally. See what happened here. Like another thing to learn here is like. As I go after this thing here. Now I'm just kind of like letting myself get exploded. My system capacity ran out. That's what happened here. So my sync stopped firing because this thing has such a small power distributor that the capacity of the power distributor is not sufficient to keep you in the fight for all the sinking required to like deal with this. Right. Alright, so we need to switch our configuration of pips from 0 to 4 to at the very least 0.5, 1.54, which God knows how you get to that configuration, but we'll figure it out in a second since I have a website bookmark that kind of lets you figure out exactly what the pip configuration of each of these things is. Or at least I think I have a bookmark somewhere. No, I don't have a bookmark. Where is it? I have to Google it now. I have it pinned somewhere in ship build, so I think it's somewhere here. Not this, not this. Or is it in flight school? Let's see. Might actually have like the configuration for pips to weapon already set. I think I might actually do. Yes, I do. Alright, cool. Never mind. Sort it out. Alright, let's launch. Try again. Got our syncs back. Let's try the pips. There we go. That's what we want. No, I want 4 pips in engine. Although, to be honest, because I am double syncing, I could put... Yes? 1 second. Alright, let's try again. By the way, I can't spell my name apparently. What the hell happened to my name? Mechan. Like, I love that dashboard. I might keep it that way. Alright. How about AX built Mandalay? This is the AX built Mandalay. Alright. A mod chart version at least. Alright, let's find another Hydra. Wait, let's just roll that one, see how it goes. Oh, we're gonna overshoot it. The good thing about Asterope is like there's practically no gravity well, so you're kind of able to get around really quickly. I don't think no, missed. By small amount missed. Now make my stand. Alright, here we go. Whoa. Dodge that. Drag this guy away. Yeah. Don't bonk me though. Alright, turn around, buddy. There you go. FA off. We got black. We got range. We're good to go. It's coming, it's in a ring, so we'll re-roll that one. Note I'm turning sign running on until this thing flies away. It should be soon. There you go. Wait until it's far enough that I want it, like 6 kilometers or so, and then... Oh gosh, it's hard to see where bringing backdrop, whatever that formation is. Put away. Coming back. I'm over here. That's a ring. I can see it from this range. Re-rolled. Kinda gotta get it away from that green cloud. I cannot for the life of me see what formation it is. I think it's a ball, but I am far from certain. No, it's a ring. Re-roll again. Low again. It's another ring. Are you coming towards me? I think that's a ball. It does not look like a ring for once. Alright, let's hit it. Should have taken down most of it by now. I think there's only a handful left. Come on, that was a direct hit. There you go. Alright, now we got Sys power. So let's see if we can use it. Cooling ourselves off. Getting lateral velocity. Switching shards. Sinking away and firing. And there's one tanky Hydra, huh? You're not gonna take the risk of boosting at this point. Did it hit me? No, it didn't. Nice. Now I'm like super I am so not used to like sniping with shards at this range. My heart went back in. But we have to try again, but I don't want to synthesize heat sinks on heart 1 of a Hydra, so like I might do 1 hour pass for practice, but I will then let myself get destroyed. Maybe we will switch to Gauss, simply because I'm obviously skill issue in regards to mod shard sniping at this point in time. And when it comes to Hydras, honestly, like shards and Gauss are really close. Like shards have a better time. Oops, maybe I should sink. Let's see if I can do also with 1 sink, but very slowly. And now I was like paying attention to too many things at the same time and I got hit. Alright, let's get exploded. Bonk! Fluorescent. You need Gauss on that thing. Yeah, Gauss does help, I have to say. Although mod shards do well too. Should fix our name while we're back in dock. See also where my carry is. I mean, my carry might have been jumped finally. Two NPC, 2 Gauss is a complete heresy. That is worse than the 2 M2S Crit Mark II. And we shall not follow that. Yes, I've been trying 2 themes and 3 shards, but I'm not particularly liking it. So first we'll fix our name, because it's silly. Although I do like the Mekran kind of weird setup. There we go. I am keeping my eye out. You go ahead and try and make that meta. I will follow your progress with interest. How did this also gonna get mixed up? I don't know. But this looks less silly. And while we go back to the surface, let's see where the hell our carry is. Yeah, I can do mecha. That's right. And now we're gonna time out, so we're not gonna have a chance to do a full Hydra hit list now because it's a 55-minute fight. And we have to do trick-or-treating with the little ones today. Very important. No offense to elite followers, but we're gonna do another practice run, but we'll do probably Heart 1 and Heart 2. And if our ship is... Oh, it's got to the zoo. Okay, so we can go and swap out shards for Gauss, so let's go do that. Oops. Or maybe we won't. Because a dolphin got in the way. And we tried to dodge it to not destroy it. And failed miserably. Carry has no time slot. Everybody's jumping around. Right. Mine took an hour 15 minutes to jump. When it passes multiple hours, it basically just stops trying and gives up. What could be interesting if the Cover Mark V has 6 medium hard points. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I agree. Yeah, when you have that many. When you have that many gyro jumping at the same time, at some point it just gives up on even trying. Fortunately, we did not get hyperdicted, so we are through. Now, where is the carrier? I know where it is, but should be able to target it. So this ship flies well, flies very well for a medium. I want to say even better than the Alliance ships overall, in terms of pitch and yaw. In terms of lateral acceleration, which in my view kind of matters even more, I am still not so sure. Well, cool like that. We're giving it a shot. We're trying it out right now, so stick around. We'll give it another shot. All right. Now, the choice with Gauss, and it's an interesting choice, is whether you want to go 1 medium and 3 small in a single sync, which also requires to slow down at fire rate to a degree. Whether you want to go 2 medium, 2 small Gauss, which is obviously what I'm going to do for obvious reasons, or whether you want to go 5 small Gauss, which is actually, from a overall setup, the best Gauss setup for a small power distributor of a Mandalay. But I'm not sure I want to do 5 small. It's like 2 medium, 2 small. I should do 5 small, but putting 5 small requires a class 3 experimental weapon stabilizer that would not allow me to keep the no internals setup that I have here. So I'm not gonna do 4 smalls here. I'm trying to do 2 medium, 2 small, and see where and how I'll be doing that. And let's see. Stored modules, store multiple hard points. So we're gonna keep a medium band somewhere. We want 1 flag, but we can actually upgrade our beam to a medium if we do 2 small, 2 medium, 2 small Gauss. Well, let's see. Where are the small hard points? They're on the top, I think, right? So if they're on the top, is this the top? This is like the side of the ship, right next to the cockpit. But I think they're closer to the top ones than to the bottom ones. Actually, look at them from the outside. How do they do that? Let's actually exit here and so I'm gonna stare at where the ship has the hard points. So these are the small hard points. They're right next to the cockpit, right? Yeah. And the mediums are right behind the line to them. So they're actually probably very, very close in convergence to the top ones. And the bottom ones instead are further apart on the rear wings. So we want to do the medium ones about for sure in the 2 M2S configuration. So let's do that. Yeah, I agree, Alex. Wholeheartedly agree. Now the question is, do we have enough Gauss? This is mod Gauss and we don't want that. These are small Gauss. Let's put the small Gauss in. I have Gauss somewhere, but I think I might have actually sold most of the Guardian Gauss I had lying around because it was like flattering my module storage. So we will find a couple of ships that have Gauss for sure. And then if we do that, we have flak in this one. We can put a fixed beam or a gimbal beam or something here on the other bottom one. Well, no, this is the other top, so this is gonna move. This is gonna move under. Flak to the right. Doesn't really matter. I would normally put flak to the right. So let me do that. Swap to the right. Just to what I'm used to and convenient. And beam to the left. There are reasons for that, which don't matter in this fight at all, but there are reasons for that. So we have a fixed, we have a gimbal, we have a turreted, no, we don't want turreted, fixed. That's a thermal band, right? not thermal concordant weird. This is something that is. Okay, cool. Now we gotta find 2 medium gauss. Where would I find 2 medium gauss? This is one, and this is the other. Done. That was easy. And then we need to properly map them. And this is definitely going to be a double sync situation, which can also make the supply in the setup we had earlier. This looks good, this looks good, this looks good. Alright. Yeah, I get it. We'll sort that out as we get upstairs. Let's do that. So 1 1. I think it's usually the opposite, like 2 1 2 1. I want, and then beam is 2 and flak is 1, and scan is 0 and 2. All right, this should be correct, but we need to test it. So I tested on double sync, which is how we would use it. See if it like survives like double sync draw or not. Alright, let's go. What's this going on with my weapons? Like, so I kind of have them inverted, by the way, which is like not ideal. Fix a few things. 1 2. Some ships have them like that one way, some ships have the other way. It's like super supremely confusing. Is this gonna overdraw me or not? That's a real question at this point in time, but we will find out in a second. Alright, let's try it. Pips to web, sinks alive, and firing. I am spiking. This is overdrawing me. Even on double sinks. Impressive. Alright, let's try something more moderate. Wow. Overdrawing on double sinks. This distributor really is garbage. This is too fast and it's spiking on second shot. Let's try something else. Let's try. Oops. No, that's not what I want to do. Let's try again. Sinks and firing. This is still spiking to like high oblivion. Oh, that's a single sink, that's why. Never mind. Let's try again on double sinks. Nope, still spiking. Might be small enough spike, but it doesn't matter, but it might not be. Also, I also wonder if I have like a weapon focused power distributor running around, since I don't really want to boost. I might still be able to solve for that with a weapon focused PD. What ship has a class 4 power distributor? Does the Vulture have a power distributor? A weapon focused a class 4 power distributor? Did I put weapon focused on my Vulture PD? Tell me I put weapon focused on my Vulture PD. That would be a bad idea, but I have a lot of bad ideas on a regular basis, so might as well see if I have. Let's see what my Vulture has. Bonk. Yeah, we're gonna need a weapon focus PD if we're gonna do this, I think, with that kind of spiking. Vulture is class 5, huh? So what the hell has a class 4 PD? Who has a who has a class 4 PD? Something's gotta have a class 4 PD. Let's go to Etsy and see what. Does the courier have a class 4 PD? Like something has a class 4 PD. Right. Power distributor. Type 7, which I don't have. The Type 8 has a PD, class 4 PD. Interesting. I don't remember what I put on Type 8. The DBX I think I have on a weapon focused actually. So I might be able to scavenge the DBX. Let's see. Hello, DBX. I need your power distributor. Oh, so why am I talking about a 4? It's a good question, Atlas. It should be a class 5. I don't know why I'm talking about that. My brain is mush, as you can tell. No. We're talking about 5. That's why I'm stuck. No, it is a 4. That's why I'm doubly confused now. Why do I have a 4 in there? I have a 4 in there because that's the one it runs. It runs a 4. That's why I have a 4. I wish I had a 5. Does it really have a 4 on it? Or did I put in a 4 and that is why I'm kind of like being an idiot here? Oh gosh. Did I put a class 4 by mistake on this thing? Oh, this is the DBX. Let me go back to the Mandalay for a moment. Now I'm profoundly confused as to whether I put a 4 or whether it is a 5 and like... I know, right? I'm looking at the DBX. As you can tell, there's deep, profound confusion in here right now. Alright, core internal. Power distributor. No, it is a 5. So I'm not completely... I will do dumb things like that, but in this case, fortunately, I didn't. So the good thing about a class 5 is I know exactly where to get a class 5 power distributor device weapon focused, and that is from my trusty Challenger. The Noah get taken over by Fire Grids? No, but the Noah is down for a little expedition in the Pleiades right now with Mandalay, so... Alright. Power distributor... Oh, gosh. The Charlie has a class 6. The level of confusion remains here. It's extreme. Yes, exactly, that's right. My Charlie doesn't have a class 5. But my Vulture has a class 5, which is what I was talking about all along. Fine, let's go back to the Vulture. This one has a class 5, right? Stop confusing me, guys! I know it's not you guys, I know I'm just myself being confused. But, alright, so... Power distributor, class 5. But charge in hand. Down. Do I have the ability to, like, engineer a class 5 for weapon focus remotely? I don't even know. What else is that? What else is a class 5 power distributor? It's a type 7. No, sorry. There's a power distributor. PD. The Orca and the Vulture, and now the Mandalay, are the only ships that have a class 5. I don't know that I have a weapon focused handy. This is profoundly annoying. Let me go to the Gauss calculator for a second and see like what this should look like properly on Fire Agent. Hands on basic. That's with 1. Oh, this is really slow on a single sync. On 2 syncs, it goes to almost full fire rate. Why was I spiking that bad? This should work on double syncs. With 2M2S and double syncs. But the second one spikes quite a bit. Delay the... This is gonna be almost like an alternate fire thing. Alright, I'm playing with it. I'm getting to it. I'll go back to a Mandalay. And the better solution for me right now would be to swap for a weapon focused power distributor. But I'm checking if I have it in storage, but I don't think I have it. I might have it pinned. I don't. Well, let's see. Where's the man? Let's see what we got. Yes, I should take a breath from the spirit of general confusion here. So let's see what I got on the carrier first and foremost. Somehow remember I had put a weapon focus PD on the Vulture, but apparently I didn't. Oh, the chest is a Charlie one, and this is a 7A weapon focus. I got 7 and 6 weapon focus ones, but not the 5. Can I engineer this thing remotely to weapon focused? I cannot. I don't have it pinned. Oh, this is annoying. So how do we solve this spiking issue? We need to sort of have a bigger stagger delay. It's the only choice without having to go and engineer now a power distributor, which, since we're in the Pleiades, would take a while, since I would have to jump back to the bubble to do that, and that would be annoying. So let me try and see if I can play with that. Give me a second. Okay. Let's try it this way.
What danger runs deep, the excessive moves, no sound, no sleep. All kitted in black, like the endless night, with gauss and shards, what a fearsome sight.
Alright, let's try slow stagger of this thing. According to the Gauss calculator, this should work, but the question is, will it work in practice? The other alternative is to go one medium, three small. That would certainly deal with that, but again, if I can avoid it, I will. Alright, we are ready to try sinks and firing. 19. So, see, this goes to like 21, which is like just barely above 20. Like, whether it's meaningful or not, whether you get hit or not, it's gonna be a good question. A lot of it will have to do with like the thermals of the Mandalay. If the Mandalay has thermals and thermal capacity which are closer to the Dolphin, then I'm good. If it has thermals that are closer to the Type 7, then I'm not good. And honestly, I don't know what those look like. It'd be a good test as well. So yeah, let's try it. Try it this way. Also, do we have the right guns on the right side? Yeah, we do. Alright, cool. Let's rearm and then let's go find a Hydra. This is gonna be the last Hydra run of the day, but it's the first Gauss one, and see how it goes. I think we are rearmed. Off we go. Whoa! The saber design of that is pretty nice. Let's see how it does. Oh well, I think they. I hate to say this, but I'll say it anyway. I think they did the right thing in gimping the power distributor of a ship, because this ship with a proper power distributor would have been probably pretty unbalanced. So, as much as I don't like it while I'm flying the ship, I think it's the right choice from a game design standpoint. Let's go find a hideout. Ooh, wow, that's 15,000 light seconds. But now we have super cruise drives, overcharge drives. So let's go get it. That should be also like proving the efficiency of the ship in terms of like fuel consumption and whatnot, which it has proven, I have to say. Alright, slow down at 5k, which is a good place to start slowing down. Although probably still kind of like too close. Yeah. Okay. Alright, Gauss Hydra. Let's get rolling. Double sinks, 2 medium, 2 small Gauss. As balanced as all things should ever be. We'll see how convergence does also. And we should switch to leading, which will also help with a swarm situation, since we no longer need trailing sights. Since we no longer run shards. Let's do that. Leading. As people make fun of me, as I mentioned that on an FDev stream, leading or trailing out does absolutely nothing for guarding Gauss, but it does give you your reticle for the flak cannon back, which is handy. So here we are. Hello, green salad. Come say hello, will ya? Dark out here, which is not a bad thing. Like, dark makes seeing hearts actually easier, so I kind of dragged him way out of the debris field, so I'm not going to have a benefit of the debris field shredding the swarm up front, but that's fine. That's fine. Oh, and you have one beam. Right. Right. Alright, we are at range. Oh wow. That's a ball. I want to keep it that way as far as I can. It's not a good shot. Ah, there you go. I got hit. That's the end of mine because I slowed down way too much for this one. This will take some practice, but it was fine. I'm still at 100%, so there's like some kind of like sense of like I should beam it to kind of cool off without using sinks. Alright, let's see how this goes. Sinks. It's gonna boost towards me, or it should at least. I'm orbiting just right so it's not yet firing at me because I'm keeping my relative velocity against it very high. But I'm on stall now, so it's gonna start shooting at me. Gosh, Hydras are tanky. I'm gonna like... Oh, he's so tanky, they are. Now I gotta boost simply because I gotta turn. Like, I'm not, and the ship won't turn if I don't boost. There we go. This doesn't count as hitless because the swarm hit me from the get-go, so like. But this lets us do some things like trying to kind of like do a flyby next to a Hydra at full speed. We're very, very fast, so we should be able to kind of do something nice here. There you go. And it kind of actually grabbed me. So it's very, very hard to do flybys since the aggro changes for update 17. Because the Hydra can grab you at 360 degrees or around, right? And now I'm like just messing around, like I'm not flying to finish the fight. Right? I will need to like heat sinks and I just practice my flak. Right? All practice is good practice. I'm gonna reroll the swarm because I don't like the ring, so I'm going to silent running here. Until it moves away. I want it to be at 6 kilometers roughly, and come back here. There you are. That is also a ring, so we're gonna reroll it again. And reroll, and come back. Still in a ring though. Reroll again. Alright, that's another ring. Ring is by far the most common formation, so it's pretty common to see it come back in a ring several times in a row until it doesn't. Right. It's just so much easier to flag down a ball instead of a ring. Like takes less than half the ammo. There we are. Especially when it's flying straight at you, you can put in these shots that just absolutely shred it. Oh, it's good enough for 100% club. It's good enough for 100% club. It's not good enough for a hitless run, which is what I've signed up for here, so it's not good enough for me. Right. Kind of pretty far. This guy's kind of mad. Almost dead. I think people don't realize that you can actually manipulate your flak shot after the flak has been fired by moving your ship and letting the swarm fly into the flak. Not that I'm doing a particularly good job at it right now, but you can, which is an interesting thing. Not many of that. None of those guys are left. No, they should be kind of dead. To be dead for now. Oh, there you go. All right, beaming. I like blue beams. I kind of practice my insertions with the ship, but it's like so very fast, and the acceleration is not all that amazing, I will say. Like, so here I kind of slow down too much, and I let it go past the 1.5 kilometer, which is where I wanted to go. So like now it's boosting at me. I need to slow down, or it kind of will swing past me. And now I've got to accelerate again, otherwise it will like catch up on me. Like I feel once I get the hang of this is gonna be good, except for some things. Like this thing is not as strong in terms of lateral acceleration as the Chieftain, I feel, but it is more maneuverable. Like especially in yaw, it feels to yaw better than the Chieftain, at least the impression I got. These are very dangerous situations where instead you have to be like careful and like use all my lateral acceleration to stay away from stalling. Like just testing out here. Alright, thanks for the next run. Alright, shield is down. Now this is not where I want to engage at this point in time because it will go rearm. There you go. And I don't want to start engage when it kind of goes to rearm. Instead I want to let it go rearm and then let it approach me again and initiate an orbit with like a proper insertion that gets me in the ideal position, which is what I'm trying to position myself for right now. Let it come at me. Kind of get an angle. I'm going too fast right now. I want to be 250 to 300 roughly in terms of like velocity, and I want to have that. A good component of that is lateral velocity. So here we go. This is where I want. And then wait until it's kind of in range. Switch the gauss, sink away, fire. Stalling. Now I'm out of sync, so I will take damage. Yeah, this run is done. I'll go get myself a rebuy. Bonk. That's a cool rebuy. No, I last ran, and honestly, I'm not sure I want to pledge. Like, I mean, we'll see. I think I will just observe a little bit how it plays out for a while, because I'm still not sure that I'm too interested in pledging. Also, I have all the power play models already, so, I mean, there's no module-driven incentive for me to pledge. I have what I need. I don't know, there's a lot of things I just don't like about power play. The fact that, you know, in progress people can compete hidden away behind the scenes, and something that's meant to be like a competitive activity just doesn't rub me right. I'm all for people playing the way they want, but if there are competitive game modes, like, there's got to be a better way to kind of do it. And yeah, I mean, 100% of fire bond is fine, but oh, there's outstanding missions. That's a new thing, I guess. Interesting. They reworked this thing, or maybe it's just... Man, I have 20 billion in bonds that are sitting there. I have like over 80 billion on my carrier, so money is completely meaningless at this point in the game, for me at least. So, that's not going to be affecting my behavior one way or another. So, the Gauss Chief, I mean, especially for when it comes to sniping at range, which is something you want to do without getting hit. So, like, shards excel when you kind of get up close and personal, but sniping at range, especially Hydra hurts, like, nothing beats Gauss. So, I think I will stick to this 2 medium, 2 small. Mandy. I need to do some experimentation, because I think I can fire a little bit faster and still not drain my capacitor than what I'm doing right now. But all in all, it's been a good learning session. Learned quite a bit about using the ship and kind of learning to fly with it, which highly suggests, at least for this super light version of the Mandy, a non-boost orbit, so a regular orbit phases. But you do need to double sync to power any reasonable amount of weapons because the power distributor is garbage. You also need at least half a pip in systems, unless you're single syncing and lowering your DPS quite a bit to avoid running out of system capacitor in your system capacitor. And that will be all for today. We'll be back on in not before the weekend. Maybe I'll see if I find time like tomorrow. But if I don't, we'll be back on in the weekend too. See if we can accomplish this little task of taking out a Hydra without getting hit at all, right, in a ship that has no internals. But all in all, first impression of the Mandalay, I want to say, pretty decent combat ship, like held back by its distributive, which we kind of knew, which is partially offset by using a disproportionate amount of heat sinks. But yeah, I think it'll work. By the way, I'm using basic ammo to do all of this, which is because I just don't like any idea of any challenge or anything super fancy unless the most competitive ranks without using primo ammo. So, Ape Side Deck. So again, folks, that will be all for today. Glory to Mankind. Thank you for joining the stream. Commander Mekan, over and out.